also have a day of where we'll have interactive section to know the journey so far. I think that we'll have that by next week. Excuse me. All right. So like I was saying earlier, conditional statement. Mm. So conditional statement allow you to execute a code, like I said, uh, based on a certain conditions. And here we have a flow chart. So we all know this about this draw.io, and the flow chart we are having here is like, let's see, let's say we want to check something like a voting application, right? A voting application. That voting application, so user can enter their age, then we check if their age is uh, equal to 18, and then we should give them let's say we should give them a voter's card, right? So we check if their age is close to 18, they should assign them uh, a voter's card. So that's what we should be looking at now, and we'll see how we can use uh, um, conditional statement to do that. So we are going to be working with input. Of course, we all understand how input function. So that's one we're going to be looking at. So in the conditional statement. All right. Then is that the only condition of checking if you are um, if you can vote? And that's to check if they are Nigeria citizen, right? Are we together? So one person should mute and be responding to me so that it don't look like I'm talking to myself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we are together, sir.
We're not together. You're there, house. I think my house. All right. So
Together in spirit.
it's okay. So we check if they are Nigeria citizen. So if they are Nigeria citizen, they can vote. Any other thing to check again? Any other thing to check?
Age.
We'll really check age if their age is 18 years. Age, Nigeria citizen. Then if they meet up this criteria, then what we are going to do is to assign them um, to assign them a voters uh,
Hello, sir. I think your screen is static.
voters card. All right. So what we are going to do, let's create a flow chart for this, and we're also going to be building like another app, a app that can check the height of a particular person. So if your height is also height, you can drive. If you don't, there are some country that check a certain height of person before they will assign you a seat in the bus. Uh, if you're a short person, sit at the front. If you're a tall person like me, sit at the center. So so what we are going to do here is very simple. We are going to use stats. So here you can say stats. Um, so stats here. Then we'll bring up an arrow. Let me delete this. Don't know where to. Um, okay. So now when we start, so we have what we call decision, right? Decision making. So in this decision making, who can tell us what to do next here? Because remember our app to check if you are uh, ready to vote, right? The first thing what we are going to do. Who can tell us what next?
If the person is a Nigerian, then you grant access.
Is that how to do it? I thought they would check the age of the person. Hmm?
I thought is when somebody is a part of the country. That's when they will ask of the person's age before proceeding. It must be a citizen of the country first.
Okay. Um, okay. So Nigeria citizen. Then who can tell us what to do next?
If
Hmm?
yes,
Hmm?
if yes, age.
Okay.
Is it up to 18 years?
So we have okay. We have nope. I'm still learning this app. I'm still learning how to make use of these guys. Hmm. There's no way I can use my hand and draw the line. Hmm? I cannot draw this line. Must I follow you people the one you've drawn already? Okay. Let's drag it to this place. So then we'll have the one that has this. Hmm? So what we are going to do here, I think this is wrong. Uh, Okay, we'll do it this way. So what we are going to do here is that we're going to write something. What is the thing they used to add this? This. So you can say no. Hmm? So if the person is not a Nigerian citizen, they can then get the person uh, so you can't vote, right? Hmm?
Yes.
So let me duplicate all this also. Hmm. This one I'm doing this so that we will know how to work on flowchart. Although our flowchart assignment, we'll see present it. Uh, all right. All right. So we can check here. Um, so next one to check. So yes. So then if the person is a Nigerian citizen, so we can tell her what will happen next.
I think another decision box to check if the person age is up to date, up to the required age.
Okay. All right. So
Sorry, sir. I thought that yes supposed to be at the top of the arrow. Then the decision box will now be there, not that process.
yes. All right. So if this yes, then uh, so can say can vote, right?
Sorry, sir. I think this start should be circle, not this square form.
Should be what?
Should be a circle. This start should be
I'll
a
tell you.
circle form, not.
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
tell
anyway, no problem.
I tell you
I,
check.
I think it's true. It should be a sphere. A sphere.
No, over shape, not
Over, yeah. Over shape.
When you're doing your own, you do an oversheet. This one is my own. All right. So moving, if this can write, then we check the age, Abby.
Yes, sir.
So can say age. Then so the age, uh, then we can say we have so we can have our line. So can So we cut the line. So yeah. So here we can say age. So here we have 18 and above, 18 or over, right? Then if that is done, mhm, okay. If that is the case, um, we'll have another proceed. Sorry, I have to do this in here because of I don't have first. See here I can just don't have space here again. Let me just manage my space a bit. No, no, yes. This is my angle self. Yeah. I'm just managing my space. So if the person is 18, then create a voter card, right? Create a voter's card. So let's come to this side then. So we have this. Um. mm, 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 mm. So then we'll just get the decision board. If no, wait till you are 18, right? So here is let's say 17
Or below 18.
or below. Okay, you
Below
can
18.
say below 18, below 18, 17 or below. All right. So can anybody create this as an app for us using the conditional statement? Although we are going to proceed in learning how conditional statement work. So we look at this. This is a flowchart, and we are going to be having another flowchart, which I will not create here. I will just show you another flowchart they were having here. So this is actually the one I created because of time. I created it. Also one of the things that we are going to be doing. Then I will also be creating another flowchart as well about the game that we're going to be building. So we're going to build a treasure searching game. So a treasure searching game is just like a game where you ask a user for their name, their location. Then what's going to happen is that, let's say the treasure, you are in River State, so you ask them their location. You said, okay, are you taking left or right? And I said, okay, take me left. When they choose left, then you now make decisions of what happened next. So if you choose left, if you take it to Rumola, you are at a Rumola. Do you want to enter left or right? You enter left. You are in treasure park. What do you want to buy? Rice, beans. Do you want to go left or right? So at a point, you now make decision that if a user chooses left, this is what's going to happen. If he chooses right, this is what's going to happen. So now when we look at we are going to create the flowchart for that tonight. So you guys bear with us. It's going to be a very long journey for us because we much better sure we finish up at level 3. So when you look at this flowchart, remember what we are doing now is what we call low-level programming language. We start using input. Before you know, we start building real-world software. So you must understand how flowchart works. Without that, you are not a software engineer. And there is no way you can build a project without a flowchart. Even if you don't have a flowchart, you have a DDS document. So now in this particular software you are looking at now, it's actually a ride. So in this ride, like a train, when you want to book train, in that train we have different a requirement for you to book a train, right, in Nigeria. So I'm not going to use height here, but yeah, I use a height. So when you come, they will check if your height is 120 cm and above. So if your height is not, they will tell you can't ride. That means you are not qualified. But what I'm going to do here is that I will check if you have what's it called, NIN. So if you have NIN, that means you can ride the train. If you don't have, that means you cannot book the train. So if you have NIN, that means you can ride the train. Then when you have that NIN, you have another box that check the age. So if your age is lesser than 12, that means you are still a child, right? A child, and that means you are going to pay $5. Then you also come here, you check that if your age is over 18, that means you are going to pay $12. Then another condition again, if you look at the condition we're having here, usually we check 2 conditions, but now we are checking 3 conditions, right? 1, 2, 3 conditions. So you also check if you are at the range of 12 to 18 years, that means you're going to pay $7. Then after you made that, after you choose your age, the next one is another condition. So we'll call this nested loop, right? Nested condition, which we are going to be learning what nested condition look like. Having a condition inside another condition, right? So here we are going to check if you want a VIP or not. So if you want a VIP seat, right, or if you want the front seat, a seat with AC, air condition, if you need an air conditioner seat, that means your bill will be added with $3, right? Then if no, you will get a total bill of a certain naira. I hope this is clear. For this flowchart is clear because we want to start
Yes, sir.
building. Okay, that is fine. So these are what we are going to be looking at today. That's what we're going to be looking at today. Then when we are done, we're going to build a treasure loop searching game. All right, so let's start learning. Let's start learning. Let's start learning. Let's start learning. All right. I think we've learned about operator. Uh, so before we move that, let's go to our book because anything we're doing, we're going to like start from there. The last time we did arithmetic operators. So today we are going to be looking at comparison operators, conditional, what's it called it? So conditional uh, operators, logical operators, identity operators, and whatnot, right? So let's look at operators. So, um, all right. So here is like, all right. So here we look at operators, right? Not really the operators of this is like mathematical operators. So I'm not going to be looking at particular operator. I think we've done assignment operators, right? Okay, we're not done assignment operators yet. So let's quickly look at assignment operators like plus equals to, minus equals to, times equals to. You can see it's like almost the same thing. So look at it there. So number one, you can read about operators on this section. I'm not going to talk about that. So I'll be talking about comparison operators, right? So comparison operators in Python, and that's what we're going to be learning before we now move into um, what we are going to be building tonight. Now, comparison operators are used to compare two values, right? They are used to compare conditions. They are used to compare things. Like, let's say you want to uh, compare a particular thing. If something is equals to that, it should do this, or not equals to this, it should do this thing. Greater than this, it should do this thing. Lesser than. So you can see the sign here. Equals to, not equals to, and lesser than, greater than, not greater than, or equals to, and lesser than. So apparently that's what we are going to be looking at tonight before we move into dive into other stuff. So last class, you can see the last class here. Let me quickly come into that. So this is like day 3. So I'll be creating another folder, day 3. So these are the 3. Here is actually what we did the last class. Yeah, I think we did a VAT. We'll build what I called calculative calculator, right, for the 3. So let me copy this I'm moving to that day 2. Main .py. So okay, I'll just instead of doing main, I'll do tip calculator. Let me just press this here. All right. Close this, close this, close this, close this. Okay. So everything we are doing, it should be inside the main. Should be inside the main folder. So it should be inside the main folder. Now, comparison operators are used to compare two values and return a Boolean result, which is true or false. These operators are essentially used in making decisions in our code using what we call conditional statement. So we are going to be starting by equals to, right? Now the equals to operator check if a two value is the same, and if they are not the same, it's going to return a particular result. I'm going to check, let's say I create a variable like very simple variable like let's say age equals to 20. Then we see, look at status equals to can be false. Then we look at student equals to true. So student is actually set to true. So like these true or false, they are what we call Boolean value, right? So true or false are under what we call the Boolean value. Something, it can either be true or it can either be false. Now let's look at equals to. Like I said, that equals to you use to check if values of two operations are true. All right. So here we have first, we call it. So I want to give what we call multiple comments, or you can use multiple comment, or you can use a single comment. So this multiple comment, I can say comparison operators. Let me use normal value. So in this comparison operators, we have first one, which is equal, and I have this sign. So this double sign means it's equal. So if I want to check something, I will say print, let's say age equals to 10. Of course, if we print this will return what we call a Boolean word, a Boolean value. So it will return a Boolean value for us. Okay. So if we run this, run it in our Python, why this man? I'll start again. side by side. Okay, no, you notice that what we're having here is what? False. It means that this A is not equals to, right? So I can also come here and have equals to 20, right? Of course, this we can return what as true because this is equals to this, right? You can use this to in several ways to achieve a certain result. You can check if student status, I can say if student status equals to let's say false, right? Equals to false, then when you do that, you run your project, you notice that this is true, right? And we can do a way that if this is true, then something uh, should happen. If not, is not true, then something should happen. So we can also uh, use it to check if the person is a student. We print. So printing here, you can say student uh, equals to. We use it to check uh, any comparison method equals to true. If that is true, then this will return true. If that is false, this will return false. So this is what we um, call it uh, to, right? So now another thing we're going to be looking at is not equal to. So as the name implies, not equals to. If something is not equals to this, it will not be equals to. So the word not equals to is actually used to check value of two operations if they are not equal, right? So if they are not what? They are not equal. So if they are not equal, it's actually going to print a certain condition. But if they are equal, of course, it will also print a certain uh, condition as well. So let me check that. Um, I will check a transaction is equals to, then I pass this as success, right? So I pass it as success.
Transaction spelling. Okay.
Okay. Transactions. So I pass this as success. Then I also look at payment underscore status equals to, I can then add like paid, right? So we have like what? Paid here. What I'm going to do here is come this equals to, I'll print a transaction. I use not equals to. You can look at the sign of not equals to here. So not equals to success, right? Which is, if you run this code, um, you are going to get a false because transaction is not equals to, which is false. Transaction is equals to success, right? So you can also come up with transaction not equals to, let's say capital letter success. Then let's see what's going to happen. Now, if you do that, it will tell you true. This success and this success are the same spelling, but the equals to does not carry out what we call conversion. That's what we call conversion. If that's the equation, right? Is it equation or correlation? If that is correlation, let's say what I mean by correlation is that I will say amount underscore paid is equals to 100, right? Then I also come here, amount underscore P2 is equals to, I have a stream of 100. Now, this is what we call collation. Now, in this collation, I could come here and print amount paid is equals to amount paid to. Now, this is actually what collation is actually coming in, right? So the reason why I'm having these issues because this other one is a string, this is a number. So okay, equals to, right? Okay, this is okay. Equals to. Then let's print that out. And then when you print it out, you notice that this is giving us false because this is a string, while this other one is what? It's an integer. So the equals show does not carry out what we call collation. Reason because it must be perfect so that I will not have bug in our code, right? And it's also check, you don't only check the value, but you check the type of that value. So you check the type of that value, and if the type is exactly what he wants, then you're going to return what? True. So if you do this, this will return true for you because both are not what? Are not the same. And that is for not equals to. Then we have greater than. Let me copy your comment on this. So we have, we call what? Greater than. So the greater than operation check if the value from the left, right, is greater than the one on the right. So you check the one on the right, the left is greater than the one on the right. So they move ahead here, and then I'll come here and write votes equals to 200, and then people, voters equals to 500. In fact, might do a Nigeria will vote equals to 600. You get 1,000 votes. People where they are credit now just 500. I think this is for Nigeria. So voters. So what I can do here is look at greater than, right? Now in this greater than, I will print so like I told you, the greater than sign will check from the left, not the right. Are we together? It check from what? From the left. So this can only be true if the assignment from the left, which is voter, is greater than the vote is greater than the voters. So if this one is greater than this, then it's going to return true. But if it's not, it's going to return what? False. Are we communicating? Are we communicating?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's print this out. So let's print this. Then you can notice that we have what? True. This is giving us true. And another thing we're going to also do is that greater than, we are going to be using this in building an app. So as I'm doing it, you need to be learning. I'm just giving you a basic flow of what greater than can do. So what is that? They are back. Is that office door? The place is locked. Where did you go to? Where did you go to? Take call him, tell him to come and open the number is busy. Keep calling him. Okay, it's okay. So we have this. Apparently, that's what it's all about. So you check the value from the left. Then the next one we are having here is lesser than. Lesser than. So in the lesser than, you check from the left also. If the one on the left is lesser than the one on the what? On the right. So we can print, then this printing you can check voter is lesser than voters, right? Which will return false for us. So that's why I'm having this false. Next one is greater than and equals to. Now this one is a bit not so. Now this is also check from the left if it's greater than or equals to that value. So if it is greater than or equals to, that means if it's greater than or equals to. Now let's do something. We're going to be using all this in bit advanced. So I would say we want to use what we call if, right? So if in Python, you call the if, then you call the variable that you want to check. I can say vote. If vote is greater than and equals to voters, right? Now, if the vote, which is the variable that we created here, let me bring this variable so you can be seeing everything. Let me bring it down to this place. Okay. So is the vote which is about 1000 is greater than or equals to this.
So you're using a less than sign. You're saying greater than, but that's less than there.
Okay, sorry. So if the vote is greater than or equals to, that means if the vote here it's the same number or it's greater than, if this vote here is the same number with this man or is greater than this man, of course what you are going to have is print invalid vote, right? So invalid vote. You don't tell me that 1,000 person, 500 person registered, and then you have 1,000 vote, or you have exactly 500 persons, which is vote. Then if that is not the case, what are we going to do? Then we have what we call else statement. So if a certain condition is not true, something must be true. Then you can say else condition, right? You can say else what? Else means that if this man is not true, then we should leave printing this and move to the next condition. So here we'll have the word else condition. So look, I want you to look at what we call indentation. So the indentation of Python, according to Python syntax, when something is under a function, it must be indexed. If you go out of this index, then you are going to have what? An error, right? You go out of this index, you are going to have what? An error. So indentation is very, very important. So automatically it has indent for you. Now, invalid vote, then or S valid vote. What of if we have like, okay, let's print this first and print. You can notice that we have invalid vote because we have checked this condition. This condition is true, right? And then it print this. If this one is not true, we move to this. Let's see a situation that where we have like if the vote is greater than or equals to, so we can come here and say let's choose reduce the vote more to like 500. So we have 1,000% that voters that came out, 500% that what. Let's just use this as a registered vote. Registered voters, right? Registered vote. Good and fine. So here we can change this to register votes. So now if vote is greater than or equals to registered vote, which is invalid, or else it should tell us it's true. So when you press that, you notice that we have valid votes. And the reason why we have is this vote, this following unit vote is valid. It's because the total number of 1,000 persons registered, but 50% are the people that voted. Now, in a situation that you want to check if a certain numbers of persons voted, let's say if we have 50% turnout, right? If we have 50% turnout, what are we going to do? Then what are the situation that we have 40% turnout? What are you going to do? We have 20% turnout. What are you going to do? So we can also call here, we use voters percentage, voters by percentage, or voters percentage. Then here I can decide to give like 40%, right? 40 what? 40%. And then I also want to check before these votes will be valid. I also want to check if the voter turnout is equals to 70%. If it goes to 20%, then I can even decide to have a voter turnout of 40%. Then here, instead of printing this X, right, valid vote, I will use what we call S if. So S if will help you check multiple conditions, right? Not just one condition. If person is this, I have vote to. No. So what I'm going to do is come here and check what we call if S. If S. So this if S is like this condition. But if this one did not run, it should try and run this condition. That's what if does. And so what we are going to do is that if S, they will have voter. If S, will check voters. You can check voters is equals to voter is lesser than or equals to the registered vote. Now how do we add this condition among our percentage? This is what we have what we call logical operators. So we have to pause from here, because what we want to achieve here is that we want to also add this and make it compulsory that, okay, even though the voters are equals to or lesser than, even though the votes are equals to or lesser than registered votes, give us invalid vote, but also check the percentage, and if the percentage is equals to is also lesser than or greater than 40, or the percentage, right? Then what should happen? Then we move on to what we call logical operators. Any question regarding the comparison operators, so that we can go to logical operators and then we complete building this app?
Hello, sir. Please
Yes.
check the spelling of as if or if s.
Line 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Oh. Elif.
Elif.
Elif. Yes.
That's how it should be.
Okay.
The spelling for amount.
Uh,
22.
okay.
Even the 30 is not correct. The invalid, you wrote invalidate votes instead of invalid
Those
votes.
things do not matter now. That's just text.
Where is it? Where is the invalid?
All those things does not matter. It's just for you to learn now. Are you checking spellings here?
Spelling
No,
is
the
matter.
reason being that when he starts doing this thing now, he might get the correct this thing when he starts imputing or printing it.
Okay. So if you notice, what happened here is that then when we move to what we call logical operators. Logical what? Operators. So you've seen we've used comparison operators, and so now logical operators are used to combine conditional statements and produce a result. And essentially, these operators must meet up the criteria before it's going to run. Let me move to that operators. Then we'll come and complete this app, because we need the logical operators for us to continue building on this app. So without logical operators, there's nothing we can do here. That's why I told you, want to compare and make it compulsory for us to use that operators. So we move into the logical operators. Now, in logical operators, we have two types of logical operators. So let me write here logical operators. Now, in these logical operators, yeah, these logical operators, we have and. Then the next one we have here is okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So we have and operators. The next one we have is or. Then another one is not, right? So now when we use the word and means that both condition must be true for this code to run. Are we communicating? Both condition must be true for this code to run. So let's go back to our variable where we have a transaction and payment status must be paid before transaction must be complete, right? So, and then the amount also must be 100 naira, or let's use 5k. Must be 5,000 naira. If you pay anything lesser than that, that should not work. So when it comes to AND operator, the AND operator return true if both conditions are true, right? If both conditions are true, I can say let's see I'm trying to get another stuff to use here. All right, so let's say print we have transaction, say transaction. So when you come here, transaction why this should give me autocorrect now? Did I say should give me autocorrect? So why are we not getting our transaction? This okay. So transaction equals to success, right? Then and so we look at what is happening here is that transaction is equals to success and payment status is equals to paid. So that's why when you want to order something, like most of it are uploaded something on the portal, like the result verification. This is what we use the AND operator. Come, anybody that is doing this, I don't know where you manage sharing my code. Don't be distracting me. If you want to watch, sit down and watch, see me code. Don't disturb my code. John, I will sanction John Victor. Respect yourself. Now, if you look at what is happening here in OTS, like the verification portal, when you register, before you do anything, you must upload the proof of payment for your certificate. Then after that has been done, if the two payments, the portal payment and the other payment is not verified, there's no way you can see project button, right? And the mistake the people that develop it, which is the last guys that did it, they just did it, is because they didn't put email whenever they verify so that the person can easily receive a text message or email. But I already told them to improve on it, which are also currently working on it as well. Now, when you look at this, transaction is equals to success, and payment status is equals to paid, right? Now, if this condition are not true, two of these conditions are not true, there is no way this can return to true. Because these two conditions are true, when you print this on the console, you will find out that the conditions will return as what? As true. Now, what if this condition now is, instead of paid, let me change it to unpaid, right? To what? To unpaid. Because this person transaction is successful and the bank have not confirmed that payment. But on your own end, as somebody who transferred the money, it is successful. But on my own end, like one of the students that paid money, it showed successful. But on my own end, I didn't see such transaction. So which means is what? It's unpaid. Then what you are going to do, it's going to return false. So logic and operator will only return true, or will only return the condition if both conditions are met, if both conditions are true. So in a situation where both conditions are true, the code will be executed, or else something else should happen. So this is the similar issue that we have here. So we want this condition to be true, right? We want to check this condition and also to check this condition. This condition must be lesser than or equals to. Both must be and. Are you getting me? So and means both conditions must be true. Both conditions must be true. If not, this should not run. I hope this is clear. I hope the and is clear. Huh?
Yeah,
It's clear, sir. It's
sir.
clear.
Good. Now let's look at all. Now all is fine. It actually only check one condition. So let's copy this code and come down to all here. You can see Python is very simple. It's not simple. Huh?
It is.
It's
But
very
it,
simple. Unlike JavaScript. You understand? It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. So here we are going to check all. Now remember here we put and. So let's check this in all. Now they all only return true if one statement is true. So if this one is true, all is going to return true. But if it's not true, all will return any of these statements. So with all we can get true statement because they all can only check the first one. If the first one is false, then it move to the second one. If the second one is false, then it will print false. Now, how do we use? Why do we? When do we even need to use or? Now, you only need to use or is when you don't necessarily need to check both conditions. So you can check if a student had paid school fees, or if a student has permits. Are you getting me? To write exam, either a letter or a pin that shows that he has not paid, but he has promised to pay. I get me. Like some students who could not meet up have reached out to. So I'll say if this student have reached out to, then don't suspend their account. I get them. If they are paid or they are reached out to their co-leader, right? So if the student have reached out to, and if they are paid, so it means that they don't necessarily need to pay for you to join the class, right? Which we are going to look at now. So let's look at it in an if statement. So I'll come here and say cohort leader equals to true. Hmm? Hmm? So we already have paid status here. Now, so what we are going to do here is we say if payment status is equals to paid, or cohort leader is equals to true. So what we are going to do here, let me close this a little bit. Take this. So what we are going to do here, enter, and then I'll print you're allowed to enter class, right? So if the payment status is equals to paid or cohort leader is equal to true. So if you have paid uh, or you've informed your cohort leader, this should print that you are allowed to enter what? Drop it, enter class. So let's quickly print this. So you notice that this condition only check one condition. So if this is true, it will print this. If it's not true, it will not print this. Now, if you copy this code and come back to the and. So in this and now, look at this code. If payment status is paid or cohort leader is equal to true. And I want you to understand when all these things, because when we start building, these are the small things that you will be seeing. The ability for you to think, it's very essential. Problem solving. Then we can move this in and say and. Now, this thing will not return anything. This code will not return anything. So because of that, let's use S. Then this S, so indentation is very important. So always use indentation. So this S will print you are not allowed to enter class, right? So even though you made payments and you have not reached out to your alcohol leader, right? Even though you've made payments, okay,
So that line 43, is that what you intended to write?
okay, sorry. This other one, this line, let me comment on this. I skipped something because these conditions are true. These conditions are true. So let's go and change this to false. Whatever. Good. Let's change this to false. Right? So now, when you come up here, you will notice that this condition is true. So we turn it to false. So we turn it to false and you still print. You notice that you are allowed to enter class. So if check this one is true, it will print this one. If we change this one is false, it will say print this one. So if this one is false and this one is true, it will print this one. So that's what or is all about. And let's go scroll up a little bit. So in this code, what we are going to do here is to check if payment status is paid, and then so sorry and co-leader is equals to false, right? Now, so remember here we have false, here we have false. This will print because in and both condition must be met. So you notice that you are not allowed to enter class. I think I'm done with this conditional statement. Let me use the not. Let's go to not. So now in not, now this is a reverse of what we've been doing, right? So this return false if the result is true. So let's say now remember this is true, right? And then this is paid. So if we want to check, so I'll come here and say if not, that means if not transaction equals to success, right? If not transaction equals to success, then print transaction failed. Now, so if this man is true, this will run. So if this man is true, this will actually run failed because this man here is true. if not transaction equals to success, that means if the transaction is not equal to success, and of course transaction is equal to success, not equals to success. So it's going to run transaction failed S, then you're going to run transaction successful, right? So who can tell me what you're going to run, which line of code is going to run based on the condition that we have here? So mute yourself and tell us before we run the code. Hello? Anybody home?
It will run the else
Why do you think that it's going to run the S?
because the if condition is false.
Hmm?
The if condition will evaluate to false.
So why do you think so? Explain now. If not,
Transaction is equal to success. So if we forget about the not first and say if transaction is equal to success, then it's going to run transaction failed. But now not means we have negated it. So if not transaction is equal to success, whereas transaction is success. So it's going to go to the else condition.
okay.
Where is the transaction success?
This is where we
Okay.
evaluate it. So okay, let's run that. And then the transaction is successful because the transaction, this is returned true. If not, so if not this and this is this. So that one not is all about. Any question? Please look from the what we've done so far and ask question, so that I'll clarify. Okay, fire down.
Hello, sir. It's not. I understand everything you've taught, but it's just that I opened a new replit flow.py and it's not really showing on the console. Rather, it's showing the one I have on the main.
Yes,
How do I go about it?
you have to see this main now. If you are done, create a folder and move the old code there and leave the main.
Okay.
This main need to be empty. Then copy the new code you are doing now must run on inside this main.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Exactly. So now let's start building. Very important. Very, very important. So we are building like 3 apps this night. So let's start with this first one. Oh, that one. Okay. Okay. Let's have this. Okay. Now this is what a flow chart we did. In this flow chart, we accept an input. So we accept an input to check if a certain student, a certain person is a Nigerian citizen. If it's not, it should not. So so the first thing we need to get a value, and then we evaluate this. Then when we evaluate this, and then whatever that happened, that we'll take it up there. All right. Let's go. Anybody come and write this code for us? Yeah. Can anybody write this code for us? All right. Can you write?
Yes, I can try.
Are you with your system?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay, no, what you're going to do, send me your repo. Let me join your repo. Then you will be right. You will be seeing what you are doing. Just send me, drop it on the comment section or on the group so that I will join, and then so that I will see what you are doing. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So you be talking, as you are doing, you are telling us. You have to be very fast so that.
Okay, mine is loading later. Let me send it.
Okay. We are waiting for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oga, you dey born pikin?
Sir, the network is not responding. My repo is loading.
Oga, no worries. No need to wait for you. We will continue with you. You are go and buy 5G. 5G is the best. It's because that's what I'm using. Go and buy now before you reach 100,000. It's about 60K now. When I bought my own, that time was 30,000. Now, when my own new one spoiled, I went to buy another one. So, all right. So let's. So what we are going to do is first, we collect input. So we'll come here and print. So let me comment on this. Okay, we are not even done building this our app. So let's finish up this, please. So here we are going to see f is right, and that is the reason why we skip it to go and do the and. So if voters is equals to s if. So like I told you, this f if is like if, right? So when you check this condition, then it moves to this other condition, right? And if that condition is met, so we say voters equals to voter is lesser than or equals to registered voters. Then and voter percentage is equals to or lesser than 40, because we don't want a situation where we have a turnout of 40% or 50% or 60%. We do at least if even the turnout is 40% and below. Who is this? Please mute your mic. Mute your mic, please. So good. So if the turnout is like 40%, we are good. So we can say if the turnout is if the voter percentage is equals to or lesser than if voter percentage is lesser than or equals to, right? So it's lesser than or equals to this, right? Then it will say your vote is valid, right? Else, it should say vote pending verification, right? Then let's run this. Now, you can see what we have here. Their vote is valid. So what really happened here is that it checked this. If the vote is greater than or equals to registered vote. In a situation where the vote, which is the vote, is greater than or equals to registered vote, of course, this is an invalid vote. It's either vote will be lesser than registered vote, not greater than registered vote. Then when you evaluate this condition, he move to the next condition and say if S vote is lesser than or equals to registered vote, and that vote percentage should be lesser than or equals to 40%. Now, in a situation where we have 60%, this condition will not run. This one will not run, but this will run, telling us vote pending verification, because we need to verify to see if this 60% turnout is true, or they are just playing with us. So when you run this, what we are going to have here is let's delete it. Let's clear this. So what should run here is this. Yeah, if vote task is lesser than, okay, sorry, this is what we are going to change the percentage to 60. So that required this thing is 40. So if this is lesser than this, so this will not run and this will not run, this will run. So our vote turnout is 60%, which is a bit not fair, and we need to validate voter pending verification. Now you can notice that you can use as much of S if that you want. L if use it as much as you want to evaluate your condition. I hope that's well understood. So let's move into the business of the day. The business of the day. And then before we move into building our second app, third app rather. So next thing we are going to do here is Chidima here? Chidima did not come to class today.
I'm here.
Okay. It's okay. I've not heard their voice. That's what I'm asking. All right. So what we are going to do here is, here I can come here and say voters registration. Okay, voters registration checking app. So when it comes to so we need an input of our user. So what I'm going to do here is print welcome to my voter eligibility app, right? So welcome to my voter eligibility app. If you run this is what you are going to get. So I would like to put some certain print, like a design. Me, I love designing stuff. So if you come to this website, this is where you can choose any kind of, let's say, any kind of symbol that you need, right? So it's called the it's called action.uk. So let me look at action art. Then this action art, let me see if I can see anything like vote. Like vote. Okay, let's have so I see that people. Okay, I have people here, comic people. You can see some of the things that they use symbol in doing. Needed something a bit good. Okay, let me copy this. So when I copy this now, I click and copy. Then I come to my. So what I want to do is I want, whenever I run my app, I want this thing to print on my terminal. So what I'm going to do is call printing. So instead of using double quote, I use 3. So which is this 3 that is here. Then press this in here. Welcome. Welcome. Don't even know what to write it. So let's leave it. So I want to use this double. And then use this double. So let's print it out and see what's going to happen. So when we print it out, you see that we have this nice looking font here. I'm thinking of what to use. So I can decide to say you must be a resident of Nigeria to vote. So when I delete and I come here, you can see what I have here. So let me remove this other print. You must be a resident of Nigeria to what? To vote. Okay, you can see what we have here. So but let's see, I will give us something. So you must be 18 or over to be able to vote, right? So we can delete it and then run now. So this is just like an instruction. They can say something like let go. So right. So this will make our app look more beautiful and more nice. So now we come down to this place. What we are going to do is that we'll ask them what is your age, right? I'll be resident of Nigeria first. Let's see our app. Okay, are you a citizen of Nigeria? So that's what we are going to do. So first we'll ask them if they are citizen of Nigeria. So here I will say I will call on input. So in this input, I will say are you a citizen of Nigeria? So in this, what I'm going to do is that I just want them to respond yes or what or no. So here, comma, yes or what or no. So that's what we have here. So yes or what or no. Then if that is the case, let me space so that if that is the case, so we need to save this in a variable. So the variable we are going to use is called citizenship. So equals to now another problem we are going to have here is that let's print this out and see a citizen. Then let's run our app. Let me clear this. Run this. So here you can see after our app have run, then you see what we have here. Are you a citizen of Nigeria? Yes or no? I'll say yes. Now when I put yes, it should then print out the citizen. So I want you to understand that this variable here is what we use to store whatever input that we are entering, right? So now I want to compare something. And what is that? I want to check if whatever the person is entering is true, right? So I will say if citizenship is equals to yes. Are you getting me? If that is the case, then let him print the citizenship. So let it just print whatever that we've entered. Then if that is the case, if it's not S, then it will also print whatever that we have entered here, which is the citizenship. So so let's quickly print that. Then when you print, I enter yes. Now you notice that it's printing yes. So what you are going to do is that we can say I'm going to use what we call F format. So you are not in Nigeria, or Nigeria. You're not in Nigeria. So yeah, I need curly brackets, then curly brackets. So let me copy this. All right. So let's delete this and print again. Then I use yes. Now you notice when I type yes, they are telling me that I am not a Nigerian. Now I want you to notice something. I said if citizenship is equals to yes, and I'm typing yes. When I type yes, they are telling me I'm not what in Nigeria. That means this particular code here is not getting the exact yes that we have. Let me play that again. Let me clean that. Then I come here and type yes, and it says that I'm not a Nigerian. But now we'll ask them if yes is a citizen, let him print that yes for us, or let him tell us that we are citizens, or he should tell us the next action to take. So who can tell me how to fix this issue? It's a very big issue that we're having at the moment. Obviously, the person is entering yes, and we say if it's yes, it should run this code, or else it should run this one. That means the person is not entering yes. In real fact, we are entering. We've entered yes. Of course, based on our comparison, what we've compared between the two streams, it is yes. So who can help us out in this situation? How we can tackle this particular issue and move on to the next one?
I can try.
Okay.
We'll convert the user's input to lowercase.
Okay, now I want to show you something about a Python. Let's say, for instance, I have um, name equals to, then put this. Now I can use print name. That I save in a variable and add dot. So when I add dot, you notice a lot of things that are included. So when I add dot, I use capitalize. That means when I print this, everything here will be in all cap. So let me print it now. Let me comment on this so that we'll not have all this problem. So okay, let's print that. So okay, is method capitalized of a string. Okay, this has to be like a function, right? So now you notice that capitalized. Notice that A here comes with what? With the Lisa O comes with uppercase. Then we can also use what we call lower, the lower. So this lower will convert all this particular Odisha. Then let me use capital letter here. Odisha Macaulay. This is all capital letter. With this, everything that will be in here will be in a lower what? A lower case. Then you can see that Odisha have been converted to a lower case. So for us to be able to tackle this issue, we need to convert the citizenship to a what? A lower case. So whatever anybody is putting here, we'll convert it to a lower case by putting dot lower, right? Then dot lower. So if we run this code again, we can then get the expected result that we are looking for. So let me comment on this, then go back and delete this, reload. Then let me type, even though I type all cap, you can see it's printing what? Yes for us. So we've been able to fix this. Let's move into, if you type your citizen, then let also ask for your age. So let's comment on this one. So if you're a citizen, let's comment on this. If you're a citizen, then you add also for your age. Then I have age equals to input. That input, you can ask us to enter our age, right? So what we're going to do here is very simple. Please enter your age, right? So now enter your age. Then what we are going to do is that we are going to print this age, or you can print the age. Then as I'm printing the age, then also check the type of what we are printing. Let's only print the type, because this has to be integer, right? So when we check the type, that will help us to know if so I'll just clear up this and stop this, then run it again. All right, let me clear this error, clear it at one, then run it. So all cap, yes. Then I say enter age, I'll say 28, 23. You can see that the age here is string, right? So we want to convert it to an integer. So we have our int, then open and close. If we type it again, we'll see how we can move it. Yes, 38. Good. You can see that we are having an integer. So now we want to now use this to check, right? So we're going to check if the person age is greater than or equals to 18, right? Because remember our criteria to, so here you can check if the age, if you're a Nigerian citizen, right? So we check if you are a Nigerian citizen, right? Which you have checked. This one is to check the age, and then so that's what we're going to do. Let's go back to the code. So what we are going to do here is that if who is this now? Who is this person now? Presido, come, Bamidola, Bamidele,
Bamidele, put off your mic, please.
Bamidele. Explain yourself. All right. So now, when what we do is if citizenship is equals to yes, and the age is greater than or equals to 18. So if that is the true, we print you are eligible to vote, right? Then after you are eligible to vote, we can also say let assign a voter card number. Are you getting me? Not just eligible to vote, now assign a voter card number. So let me do voter underscore card equals to we can call the f function, right? Okay, let me call the f function. Then inside that f function, I can call voter so voter card number. So with voter card number, don't worry. What I will do is that I will add the name, the age of the person inside the voter card number. So here I have I'll call the age of the person, then I can see that age of the person plus uh, um, inside that age of the person, you can now add like something like trying to use any number. Let's just say age of the person plus 400. Hmm? So let it just be the person voter's card. So if that have been calculated, I will call you and print uh, your voter card number is. So let's shift this a little bit. So your voter card number is I forget to put F string. Let me put F string here. Is then here I will call the voter's card. So now after that has been done, I also want to check if the person choose no, that is not a Nigerian citizen, right? You are not a Nigerian citizen and you are not up to 18. So I want to check if the person is not a Nigerian citizen, right? What I'm going to do here is to use the one I told you, F if. But let's test what we've done so far and see how it goes. Let's create this, and of course, I'm a Nigerian. Now my age is 12. Now, when my age is 12, it still keep repeating my age because we have not wrote a command that will handle if the person age is lesser than that. Let me put my age. Let me have like, let me delete this, print again. So yes, 200. So you can see my voter's card is 600, right? 600. That's my voter's card. That's what they give. Your voter's card is 600. So if I put a different age now, say yes, the different age is 30. You can see my voter card is the number is 420 something. We can even use random number, which can generate a random. We have not gotten to that stage. When we get to that stage, we are going to pass. So let's use F if to handle this. So what I'm going to do here is that use F if, right? So F if. Now what we are going to check, we are going to check the person, if the person age and the person age. So let's go and copy this. Copy what we have in the F. Let's paste it here. So if the person choose no as a Nigerian citizen and the age of that person is also greater than and equals to this, so what we are going to do is that we'll print you are not a citizen of what? Of Nigeria. Are you getting me? You are not a citizen of what? Of Nigeria. So that is it. So when I come here now and I enter no, you can see my age 20. You can see that I am not a citizen of what? Of Nigeria. Then the last one we are going to do is to check the person age, right? So we also need to check the person age, but if the person choose yes and the person age is below, okay, instead of doing that, let's just use S. Let's use S and do that. So use S. Then we print, sorry, you are not eligible to vote. So let's run this again. Enter, and then let's put yes, and I put age put age like 12. You can see that I am not eligible to vote. So let me run you down again on what we did. So the first one, we printed out something by copying, using what we call multiple comments. We printed out multiple comments. Then the next one we did is to create a variable and input if you are US citizen of Nigeria to choose yes or no. Then we convert what input that's coming in here as a lowercase. Then the next one, what we did there was to use an integer to convert, because what you're entering here is number. Then here you use a logical operator to compare if the citizenship is yes, and if age is greater than or equals to 18, then it should tell us that we are eligible to vote, and then it should assign a voting number for us, and then print that voting number for us. Now, in a situation where you are not a citizen of Nigeria and your age is 18 years, it should tell you that you are not eligible to vote because you are not a citizen of Nigeria. Then if when that is not met, and this will be printed out. Any question? Any question? Now don't sleep.
No
We
question.
dey hear
You
you.
are weak, sir.
Okay. So this will be all for, we're supposed to build this app. So, but this one now will be an assignment. I will copy this. Presido, are you there? Presido.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
I will send you
I will
this
send you
this
this
assignment
assignment
on,
on
this thing,
this thing,
BM.
BM.
So this is what they are
So
going
this
to
is what
do.
they are going to do.
Please mute your mic,
Please
please.
mute your mic, please.
Good. Now, this is a flow chart. So they are going to build on this flow chart. So this is what's going to happen. So when I come to the app, they should check the height of the person. So the first thing I'm going to do is that to check the height of the person. So if the person height is 120 cm, right? Then the next thing, they should add the person the age, right? So when they add the person the age, then to check if the person age is equals to is if the person age is lesser than 12, they should increment the bill. They should set a variable bill equals to 5, right? $5. Then they also should do as if again. If the person, as if the person age is if the person age is what do they call it, is lesser than, greater than, or equals to 12, or lesser than or equals to 12, right? I think that is what should be there. Then if the person age is lesser than or equals to this, then they should give them 7. Then also check if the person age is greater than, okay, this one, if the person age is greater than, not equals to, greater than 12. Are you getting me? The person age is greater than 12. Let them print this. And if the person age is greater than 18 and equals to this, let them print this. Now, if that had
So,
been done,
so the condition up there is supposed to be over, only over. The thing is not supposed to be there.
yes, okay, you people will freeze that out. Then the next one is that they will ask you, do you need like a lunch? Do you care for lunch? Right? Leave this photo. Do you want photo? Leave them. Do you care for lunch? If you said yes, are you getting me? You should add $3 on your lunch and then give you a summary of your bill, $12 plus $3, or $7 plus $3, or $5 plus $3. But if you say no, you only give you the bill. You should not add any other money. But if you say you need care for a breakfast, it should just give you the bill. So we are going to the next class. We are going to be learning on continuing with. We are done with day 3, but the app for day 3, which is this one we are going to build, and another app again, which is the guessing game. So we are going to continue with the guessing game. That's the first thing I'm going to build before we move into chapter the fourth stage of the class. So any question?
No, sir.
Mr. Hilson, your hand is up.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for everything. Um, please, are you sending on this flow chart for guidance? And are you submitting that to us too?
Yes, I'm sending it to the president now. So tomorrow is presentation. President, please help me create roster for that presentation. And what we are going to be presenting tomorrow, they are going to present tomorrow. Very important. So I'll forward
Yes, sir.
the flow chart now. So the flow chart explain a document for this thing. So all right. I think that will be all for today. I'm uploading the video any moment from now. Let me Chidema.